everybody. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing amazing and that you've had a great week so far. I am here today with a simple video for you. I have a few things, mostly work related, that I have coming up the next couple of days. So I decided I wanted to straighten my hair, to sort of just do something different, since I always leave it very natural lately. And to be a little bit honest, I got a little bit jealous from when I straightened my sister's hair the other night. I had a video up about it as well, and I don't know, she looked so pretty that just inspired me to go for it and to just try it, since I haven't done it in so long. So as you can see, my hair is in a messy bun at the moment, from work anyway. It doesn't look at its best, I would say. But you know, we'll get there. That's why we're doing this. We will make it happen. And I won't be using anything crazy, just heat protecting oil and some root, what you call it actually, just some volume spray for the roots. And I hope that just you watching this video and watching me brush my own hair and maybe do this in a little bit of a self-care mode that will not only relax you but also inspire you to do something similar for yourself, however that would look like for you. So let's get started. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the work hair, and I'm just gonna gently brush it out. I think in the winter months I do like to have my hair down, but I think sometimes at work it's most convenient to have it up. So this is what we're dealing with. I know it might look a little bit crazy because it's been in a bun all day, and that is why we're going to straighten it. So I'll just split it in half, and I will also be looking at the mirror. Obviously, I'm not that skilled to do it without. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I always brush from the bottom towards the top. I've said that before. It is somewhat relaxing, brushing my own hair. So I can only imagine what someone else doing it to you might feel like. I have been thinking a lot about it lately, and aspect of providing ASMR to someone else through my real person videos. But at the same time, I have been considering and thinking about a way where I could be more involved in receiving ASMR, if that makes sense. I was seriously considering maybe having a few massage sessions that I could record, or maybe a quiet shampoo wash with the hairdressers and stuff like that. Let me know if that would be something that would interest you. Obviously, I could still, with the right, financial planning and time planning, get these things done for myself, but I would love, love, love to have it as something that you could watch if that would be something that you'd like. Okay, my hair is actually pretty smooth, so I'm going to stop brushing it now. And the thing I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the volume spray. And because this stays wet a while, I will just put it in the roots now. So while I straighten the hair, I'll just let it dry. And that way, when it's time to style it, the hair will be completely ready with the right volume and textures and whatnot. There we go. I'm not even gonna try to make it too much, That's it. The amount of times I've come to this channel looking ridiculous is surprising. And I really hope that you don't mind. So what I will do now is I will split the hair. No specific way. Just leave some hair down, to start the straightening process. And just keep the rest of the hair up. And I'll take it from there. I'm using basically the same way I did for my sister and for whomever else that I may straighten their hair. So now we got these little strands. So I will brush it out, fluff the root out because we used the volumizing spray, if you remember. And like I said in my sister's video, and also one of my mom's videos, the advice I have received is that you just need to go over a strand slowly about 2 times, especially for the more not necessarily super neat look I'm going for. And that it's always better, I know I just repeated this, but it's always better to just do it slowly and like 2 times instead of many, many times super fast. That actually damages the hair more. So I got this strand right here. I'm using my brush as my guide. There we go. And that is done. Isn't that fantastic? So now I have this little one. Just gonna fluff it out here, pull it out, use my brush as my guide, and all the way, slowly. One time, and the second time. Slowly, 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 slowly. There we go. And I also said that in my sister's video. A lot of people think that when you see this steam on the hair, when you go through the iron, that's the hair getting burnt or something. That is actually, in fact, not accurate in most cases when it's done correctly. And the steam is just the product, usually the protecting product that you've put. So, second strand, going in slowly. Second strand, I mean from the two bottoms, one that I split. And one more. You will notice that I am not necessarily starting from very high at the root. The reason for that is that I'm not particularly interested in flattening out the root or making it look like super straight. I know it's going to be very straight because I'm straining it with a high temperature, but at the same time I like to think that the hair has sort of this like natural vibrancy and movement as opposed to more harmful straightening. And I also know it's not for everybody, and that's okay. We all have different tastes and we're different people. That should be alright. So I'm leaving these bottom strands right there as they are. And I'm just going to take another little part like this of natural hair. Of course, my parts are not accurate in the sense that they're not evenly split. I just at this point really know what works for me, and through many trials and error, I've figured out different ways where I can do these things and they're both easy and not damaging. So I had to skip ahead a little bit because there was a really bad sound coming from one of the nearby houses. I'm not sure what it was. But it was repetitive and it was loud. And I had to stop for a little bit, but continue with the straightening. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Well, you didn't miss much anyway. I just used the oil, which I'm now going to use in the remaining hair. Which, how I work it from this point onwards is that I take down the remaining hair, and now that it's mostly at the top, I just split it in the middle, or where my part would usually be, and that leaves the right side and the left side. So now I will just take this side, go ahead and brush it. And I will fluff down the bottom side and fix up the top side a little bit to allow the volume isn't sprayed to do its work. Well, this would look very 80s, but that's not the look I'm going for today. So the thing about this house is, and I've mentioned this before in a video, and I'm so grateful because a lot of you said that you don't particularly mind it, or at least maybe you don't notice it as much as I do. Of course, I would never leave any really loud parts in, like a jump scare, let's say. I think that would be extremely disrespectful to every one of you if I did that on purpose. By accident, I suppose it's okay. But I usually do my best to cut these out because I know how terrifying it must be. This has happened to me with a gnat, for example. That you're, near falling asleep, or you're just really relaxing, and then a really loud ad pops up. Which is why, as a creator, it is my personal choice to not put ads in the middle and the end. And I do think that most ASMR creators are of the same principle, even if that means that ultimately your channel has less income. To me, it's far more important that you're happy and that you're relaxed and that you're able to sleep at night, So no ads at the end or in the middle. So yeah, I would never leave a jump scare noise inside, but it does not change the fact that it is quite an old house. And what I mean by bad acoustics in that sense, I'm sorry, I just gotta focus here a little bit. I always find this part so hard. There we go. Anyway, so what I mean from bad acoustics is that the glass doors, the windows are quite old, which means they're not double glazed, and they're wooden, and they're thin. It is a very classical house, and it's so beautiful. I'm honestly so grateful that I found it with my two roommates, and it's also big, and we each get our own room, which means we each get our own personal space. It has been a really pleasant thing since returning from Amsterdam and being back in Greece, a little bit lost. But of course it doesn't change the fact that the channel is my priority, and obviously if my living situation makes making videos harder, it's going to be a challenge for me to overcome, to try and find a solution for that. So you may not notice it in the sense that there would be a really loud bomb or horn or scream, because I cut these out. But the things I mean as well by bad acoustics is that I personally did not have been able to hear the neighbor's TV from the lower house. And if the microphone picks that up, maybe that will be a cool addition, but maybe it will make someone really, really upset and unable to relax. And that thought really upsets me. So that's what I meant by bad acoustics, and that's why I asked you if you hear it and it bothers you. So I guess we'll just take it a video at a time, a step at a time. And we will see. Maybe one day you'll be like, oh, the noise didn't bother me. And maybe the next video you'll say what episode of what season of which series is your neighbor on, because I could hear every single thing. So still, please let me know how it goes with the sounds. Okay, so I'm doing a one over at the back because I can't really see. Although with my method that I use, I rarely leave any strands that are not straightened. And I see that everything looks okay. And the top is fine. And the hair is straightened. So to finish off, I will use a little bit of this oil, which will now serve as like a smoothing oil, just at the edges, like this. And usually if I put too much, or if I see that the hair is not fully absorbent, which means any more depositing of an oily substance will make it really heavy, just go like this on the hands. And then it smells good as well. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel very relaxed and ready for bed, to be honest. But that's just because I'm tired, I guess. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you in the next one.